Okay, let's talk about something we all have, but sometimes pretend doesn't exist, our vaginas. Yep, that little part of your body that's often underdiscussed, misunderstood, and sometimes, well, kinda ignored. But today, we're changing that. Welcome to the real talk about vaginal health in the USA, because knowledge is power, my friends. And if you don't know about your own body, who will? So grab your favorite drink, sit back, and let's dive into some facts that could change the way you think about your body. And trust me, this is going to be way more fun than a trip to the gynecologist. Or is it? Either way, you're in for a ride. Now, before you click away thinking, ugh, another health talk, I get it. But trust me, vaginal health is so much more than just avoiding a yeast infection here and there. It's a critical part of overall wellness. Your vagina is part of a finely tuned system that affects everything from your menstrual cycle to fertility, and even your immune system. Here's the thing, when our vaginas are happy, the rest of us tends to be happy. But if something goes wrong, say hello to discomfort, infections, and all those things you'd rather not have a conversation about. So today, we're talking about what you can do to keep everything running smoothly. So let's jump in. First off, let's go over some of the most common issues people deal with when it comes to vaginal health. And no, this isn't a gossip session, it's science, okay? So listen up. Yeast infections. The dreaded itch. We've all been there. One minute everything's fine, and the next, boom, itching, burning, and you can't figure out why. It happens when the balance of bacteria and yeast in the vagina gets all out of whack. Trust me, it's not your fault. Sometimes it's just that time of the month or maybe a new product you've tried. But the good news? It's easily treatable. If you're feeling symptoms, just see a doc. Next, we've got bacterial vaginosis. Sounds fancy, right? But honestly, it's just an imbalance in the bacteria down there. It's common, especially for people with higher pH levels or after certain activities. But don't worry, it's usually treatable with some antibiotics. So if you're feeling anything off, see a doctor to get checked out. Yeah, didn't think so. UTIs are actually super common in women in the USA, and they're a pain literally. The most common cause is bacteria making its way into the urinary tract. They're super annoying, and the symptoms? Not cute. But luckily, most UTIs are treatable with antibiotics. Drink plenty of water and avoid holding it in. Your bladder will thank you. Alright, now let's talk about how to keep your vagina in tip-top shape. If you're expecting me to give you some weird, secret remedy that only costs $99.99, I'm sorry to disappoint. The key to healthy vaginal health is simple, and no, it doesn't involve anything wild or extreme. Step 1. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Yes, water is your best friend. Staying hydrated helps your body maintain its natural pH balance. So, drink plenty of water. Your vagina is basically a flower, and flowers like water. The more you drink, the happier she'll be. Okay, that may have sounded a little poetic, but you get it. Step 2. Choose the right products. I'm talking about pads, tampons, and of course, that ever so important soap you use down there. Spoiler alert, anything with heavy fragrances or harsh chemicals, not the best choice. Go for gentle, unscented options. Your vagina's not a scented candle. Let's keep it simple and clean. And here's a biggie, do not douche. If you're thinking about it, stop right there. Your vagina is self-cleaning. It's not a dirty car that needs a wax job every week. Douching can actually throw off your pH balance and lead to infections. So, just let it be. Asterisk. Now, I'll be real with you. I've had my moments too. I once ignored a little itching, thinking it was nothing, just one of those things that happens every so often. But that little nothing turned into a full-blown issue, sized dramatically. So, I went to my doctor, got checked out, and surprise, it wasn't just a little irritation. Turns out I had a small imbalance going on, and it was easy to fix. Moral of the story? Never ignore that stuff, ladies. If something feels off, get it checked out. It's better to be safe than sorry. Alright, we've covered a lot today. From the importance of vaginal health to how to keep it in tip-top shape. It's all about taking care of your body and listening to what it's telling you. And trust me, if you've learned something new today, I'm so glad you stuck around. This part sets the tone for why the topic is worth discussing. You mentioned that vaginal health isn't just about avoiding infections, it affects your overall health. By emphasizing how the vagina impacts everything from your immune system to your menstrual cycle, you set the stage for why it's worth paying attention to. Here, you start to explain some of the more common issues women face when it comes to vaginal health. By breaking it down into easy-to-understand concerns like yeast infections, bacterial vaginosis, and UTIs, you make the topic less overwhelming and more relatable. You also use humor to make it less intimidating, like saying, "Who doesn't love a good urinary tract infection, right?" to keep things lighthearted. Each condition is described in simple terms, and you explain the causes and symptoms while reassuring viewers that these are common and treatable problems. By sharing these facts, you're educating your audience and encouraging them not to feel embarrassed or ashamed if they encounter one of these issues. This is the part where you transition from explaining issues to offering solutions. Here, you share simple, practical tips like staying hydrated, choosing the right feminine products, and avoiding douching. These tips are easy to incorporate into anyone's routine and are both relatable and empowering. By saying things like, "Your vagina is self-cleaning, it's not a dirty car that needs a wax job," you humorously highlight the idea that women don't need to do extra things to fix their vaginas. It reinforces the idea that keeping it healthy is about maintenance, not perfection. This segment is key to making the video feel human and real. Sharing your personal story about a time you ignored some symptoms and later had to get help shows viewers that they're not alone in their experiences. Your honesty, paired with a humorous tone, helps normalize these health issues and makes the conversation more approachable. Your conclusion should leave viewers with a sense of empowerment and curiosity. Section or need further details? Feel free to let me know.